What's good, bro? So, the other day I was in the sauna at my gym, and usually when I'm in there, I'll chop it up with some of the guys that are in there. And every single time when I'm there, I'll have a conversation, and the conversation will just be either surface level, or I'll ask the guy about his experiences, whether it's with women or with life or business or whatever it is. So I go to a pretty decent gym, I'll say that much. I mean, I've definitely seen people that have money that go there, and just people that have life experiences. I'd say the average age at that gym is probably like 40 at the time that I go. So I go in the morning around like 8 to 10 a.m. So a few days ago, I was in the sauna and I stumbled into a group of guys, maybe 3 other guys in the sauna, and we started just talking about life somehow. And one of the guys was asking, "How old are you?" And as usual, I just had them guess. And it's always a fun thing to do. I've gotten as old as like 32 and as young as like 20. The beard definitely helps because people won't say you're 16. So I'm in there, and one of the guys, he looks a little bit older, so he has us guess his age too. And 2 of the guys are like 40. Another guy said like 48, and I said 51. And the guy says, "I'm 60. I said, "Wow." And then he told me, "Man, what I wouldn't give to go back to 24 with what I know now." And so I asked him, "Well, what do you wish you knew when you were 24? What would you tell yourself, your younger version of yourself?" And he said, "Wow, so many things." Then he really started thinking, and he said, "The first one is don't play it safe." That's the first lesson he said. He told me that his dad is turning 100, which is crazy. And his dad always played it safe. He had the government job. He always worked for the man, had insurance, did this, did that, but always lived paycheck to paycheck, never looking for opportunity. I once heard that the more you look for security, the less of it you have. The more you search for opportunity, the more security you get. And this guy completely echoed that idea. He said, because my dad played it safe, I did kind of the same thing, but he told me that he was in sales his whole life. So I know that to some degree he didn't completely play it safe, but I could tell from his voice that he wished that he took more risks in his life. And, there was another guy in the sauna who was about 32. He said he owns 5 businesses. And when he first started, he was sleeping in his car eating ramen. But he was young, and so he risked it all. Being young is a blessing. Take the time that you have. Focus on what you want to get. And don't play it safe. You could go to school, get the secure job, make $100,000 a year, maybe. Or you can gamble it all in hopes that what you get will be much better than what you're given. And that's what I plan on doing. So the first lesson was risk it all, reap the benefits, don't play it safe. Jim Rohn said, "It's all risky."
It's all risky. The minute you were born, it got risky. If you think trying is risky, wait till they hand you the bill for not trying.
Even the 9 to 5 is risky. So the next lesson that he told me about was about investing. He said if I could go back in time, I would invest. And I was thinking, just before he told me this, my mind had kind of shifted to believe that I wanted the car, I wanted this, I wanted the status. And those things are nice. But what's even nicer than that is appreciating assets. There's no doubt about that. So upon this realization, it kind of changed my mindset because I was focused on the wrong things. I was focused on what the status could bring me, when in reality I should have focused on what I will reap when I invest, because that was my original vision. The vision is to invest in real estate, and if you've read Rich Dad Poor Dad, you let your assets pay for your liabilities, not the other way around. So in my estimation, the best thing that you can do is find a high-paying job or start a business, get into sales, something of that nature where your income is measured by your ability to produce, not by the hours you spend, not by the time you clock in. So that was his next piece of advice, which was, don't wait to buy real estate. Buy real estate and wait. And the third one, the final piece of advice that he gave me was this: the most important decision that you will ever make in your life is the decision of who you're going to choose to have children with. Wow. You know, I had heard this before actually from a YouTuber named Hamza, but I never realized the veracity of it until this guy explained it to me. And he said, look, you're gonna eventually find somebody, you're going to eventually marry somebody, and when you do, you're going to have children with that person. The way they raise children, the way they view marriage, the way they view life, the mentality that they have, all of that is going to bleed into your own life. Let's say you get divorced. Well, you still have to communicate with that person. You still have to see your kids. You still have to coordinate. You still have to be cordial. There's no escaping this person that you have children with. It's such a gravitational decision that most people forget the magnitude of this simple decision that you make, sometimes on a whim. So he told me that it doesn't matter who the person is until that person is a part of your life. And now who they are means everything. So in other words, choose wisely. You won't get to make that decision again. So that to me really stood out because I never realized how huge of a decision it is. And when you come and think about it, and when it boils down to what it is, you can't mess this one up. You literally cannot. Obviously, you don't have the foresight to see what happens in the future, but that's why you wait. That's why instead of choosing somebody that you can settle for right now, you wait for the best possible person, the person who you can mold, the person who will submit to you, and the person who is willing to be led by you. Because what you're going to get now, the type of woman that you'll get now, isn't the same type of woman that you would get 10 years from now. I'm 24, and let's say you're 21, and you're dating right now. Is that who you're gonna marry? Is it? Is that who you're gonna spend the rest of your life with, potentially? If it's not, why even bother wasting your time? So what I'm gonna do is focus on my self-improvement, become the best possible version of myself, and I'm going to attract what I'm becoming, not what I am right now. I'm focused on becoming someone that I admire on all standards, all playing fields, in every single metric of life, every single realm of human endeavor. And they're going to be on that level too. And so, just remember this. My unmatched perspicacity, coupled with sheer and indefatigability, makes me a feared opponent in any realm of human endeavor. And I think my future self will be able to corroborate that statement. Peace.